Ladies and gentlemen, TrackMania Open is back with a dirt tournament, a solo competition for the best of the best in TrackMania² Stadium on the dirt tracks. And 4 people have made it through the 3 weeks of competing in the 2020 edition, and we have 4 absolutely top tier players who made it into the grand final. Cocho for Team Nomelops from France against WiiDii from the good old NWT Dirt team. Mad from France as well for Team Pulse, as well as another Pulse player in the name of Insanity, who is also ready to kick it off here in the grand final, in which we're going to fight till 120 points with finalist mode. And after having watched a couple matches, after having played matches myself, I can tell you this is going to be a blast. And I'm glad to be accompanied by no one other than Turbo for a co-casting experience that you've never witnessed before.
Yeah, so welcome from my side as well. I'm very interested to see if Matt and Cocho, who were in the same semifinal, can just pull those times onto the dirt here, because they played outstandingly good, have beaten Gwen, so Gwen didn't make it to the final, and Insanity and WiiDii have qualified from the second semifinal, so keen to see if they can stop them. But yeah, thank you for introducing me that kind, and we will start now with the first round. And yeah, Insanity actually with a good time, 108.21. But we all know Cocho was 0.6 in the warm-up round in the first semifinal. But yeah, let's take it over here. It will be Matt, not with the best start though, but nothing set in stone, of course, as we already are only 9 seconds into the map. Cocho and Insanity having the best start here, as we see WiiDii, who is finding himself way in the back of the pack. 0.2 of the deficit to the leader, who is still Matt, but he didn't really have a good line, but still remains in that lead. Cocho and Insanity opting for that inside approach. Matt with more speed though. Oh my god, this is a super close fight here for that first 10-pointer, as we see Insanity, who takes a lot of risk there in this uphill, as well as Matt. Cocho will still remain in that lead. The favorite here in this grand final is up to a comfortable lead with 0.15 of a second. Matt and Insanity are chasing him, but this looks very good for the Nomelops player here, as both of the Pulse players are way far behind here in this section. 0.23 of a lead to work with for Cocho, and he's on a good time. This will be a low 108, a 108.01 for him. Great time to start with.
What a banger. Cocho definitely showing why he's considered the favorite here. Twitch chat has voted clearly in favor of Cocho for Team Nomelops, and he goes right into the best possible start for this match. 10 points for Cocho, 6 for Insanity, 4 for Mad, and 3 for WiiDii. This is going to be the point repartition. We're going to see 4 rounds per map, by the way, and a total of 3 maps that have been played in the entirety of this competition over the 3 weeks. And these maps will also be played here in the grand final. The first round, very close so far. We see Cocho taking a small lead here with a nicely executed section over that little tarmac bit. Dirt maps aren't necessarily only about dirt. There are also some smaller tarmac sections where you need to manage that perfect grip. Insanity actually, with a mistake there, has gotten away rather nicely though, with only 0.5 of a time loss. But against opponents like these, 0.5 is basically an eternity. So the top 3 here, the fight for first place, really hot and spicy. 400ths of a second between all the 3 players here at the moment. We see WiiDii with the best exit speed out of that part. However, he is opting for the tightest line, which ends up being beneficial. So WiiDii still in first place, but Cocho is trying to close in here on the uphill corner. We have 1 downhill remaining and the jump into the finish line. We see Cocho opting for a bit more speed here, and the downhill and the jump into the finish will be the decisive part, and it is WiiDii who stays ahead by 200ths of a second over Cocho. What a battle up front. We saw quite some different lines there, but at the end, WiiDii was able to stay in front by just a hair. Cocho with 6 points, followed by the 2 Pulse players, Mad and Insanity.
Yeah, looked like a very weird line there from WiiDii, which eventually paid off. So he will clock in a 10-pointer after a 4th place in the first round. He will move up to that 2nd place, just behind Cocho, who has made a 1st and a 2nd place. and it's now up to 16 points. Let's go into the third round here. We have Cocho with a godlike start. Look at this. Look at the minus. He's minus 0.06 from the top time, which is also occupied by him. So he is miles ahead of the second seated player, who is also WiiDii. But he gets attacked by Matt. WiiDii not with the best approach there in this section, and also didn't really gather a lot of speed in this section to his advantage. Insanity won't have a saying here. He has made another mistake. He's 1 second behind the leader, who is still Kocho. But let's focus on this battle for that second place. Was it Matt getting a bug? I did not really capture that, but he just slipped like for no reason for me out on the picture. I was following WiiDii, so he has gained a little bit more of a lead towards his opponent here. Positions look to be set in stone. No gear up for the players here in this ending, but no way! WiiDii with a mistake, but look at this time by Cocho is sub 108. And this mistake will definitely hurt WiiDii here, because he could have been up towards 19 points, and now he only granted himself 4 points.
That's how quick it can go. That ending might look easy, but there are several factors that determine whether you're going to make it or not. Already, the exit from the uphill is quite important to get right. You want to land flat, ideally, so you have optimal grip to steer no slide into that finish block. But a lot of things can happen, especially under pressure. When you have a grand final situation like this, then smaller mistakes can happen, and also bigger ones like the bonk by WiiDii. However, he recovered rather nicely, and he is on second place at the moment as we go into the next round of this map. Insanity with a good lead at the moment. He is last in points, so the 10 points would be a great boost for his motivation and for his point account as well. Kocho on third, and Mad right now trailing in the background here, neck and neck, that fight for third. So we have two 1v1s. Kocho with a mid-throat bug. You hate to see it. He is gonna cry in French right there. And the first place fight is hot and spicy. WiiDii with more exit speed. That was super nicely executed right there. And they are still fighting it out. The last downhill will be once more the decisive aspect about this round. We see Insanity with a little bit of a lower jump, both sliding into the finish. And we see a 0.16 and a 0.24 for the first two players. Mad on third, and Kocho, after that very unfortunate mid-road bug, getting slammed into that wall, will have to deal with the 3 points that he has gotten out of this round. However, he's still leading. 29 points for Kocho, so all is well.
Yeah, so indeed, those bugs can really decide it. And speaking of bugs, I think this is the track where I've seen the most bugs throughout the whole competition. We have a block that is really, really bug-heavy.
Yep.
And also the ending where you can bug on. So maybe you can tell your experience about it, because you have practiced those tracks more or less.
Yeah, these blocks, I can maybe quickly go to that block with the free cam. So these 2x2 turns on the higher dirt set, they're actually quite buggy. Even though they are perfectly flat, they are not exactly flat on the outside. But on the inside, they're flat, even though you can still get bugs that just throw you out, that yeet you out of your line, basically. So I haven't gotten too many of them, but I know that this block is absolutely notorious for bugs like that. And perhaps we'll see another one being caught right here. They are quite rare, but they do happen, and when they happen, they're usually quite crucial. So unfortunately, not the greatest block right there by Nadeo. One of the blocks that got added with Mania Planet 4, if I recall correctly. So that bug has been there for quite some time. And you gotta deal with it. It's a risk that which is there. And speaking of risk, WiiDii with a 102.04, which is almost deady 1 in rounds mode. The world record is a 0.8, 101.8. So WiiDii is absolutely slapping his genital on the desk at the moment.
Yeah, so surprisingly, not surprising to see him performing like this, but he is just on the same level as Kocho and Matt. So I was underestimating the finalists from semi-final 2, but they are really pushing it here. So let's follow WiiDii here for that first round, opting for that inside approach, so not really transferring a lot of speed in this section. A different approach for him here as well, so he will drop down to P4. Kocho and Insanity and Matt are right now your top 3, but look at this close fight. 500s between all of the 3 players. WiiDii is 0.3 behind, so he won't have a saying in this round. Okay, let's go further ahead here. Insanity very outside, so he is dropping behind as well. So now it's between Matt and Cocho for that juicy 10-pointer. Will Cocho extend his lead, or will Matt, who is right now sitting at 18 points, come closer towards that first place? It's actually Matt. I think he has touched. And because I was spectating Cocho there, Matt dropping behind, and Cocho will clock in a 10-pointer because it is Matt.
Oh, Cocho dead!
No! Wait, who's gonna take first?
Oh my god!
Matt over Insanity, but Cocho fully stumbled there. He had 0.7 to work with, but he has failed the ending, so the pressure maybe has kicked in there.
He says it was the gear, and that part indeed is crucial for the gears. Dirt in general is very gear heavy. Dirt heavy as well, obviously, but it is also gear heavy, and especially this track has a lot of parts where you need to manage that gear. Also in the ending, and Cocho has unfortunately thrown away very easy 10 points. And the next mistake coming in from the Numalops player, finding himself dead last at the moment with a 0.46 deficit. He needs to push it a lot now as we approach the midsection. We have seen crazy comebacks from Cocho in the first semi-final though, where he basically came back from a situation like this by driving almost world record pace on the rest of the map. However, here it is looking grim as he's not really able to come any closer to the other three drivers. They're really battling it out. Nice driving here by all of the three players in the lead. Now Insanity stumbling on the uphill is now being attacked by Cocho, who has a little bit of an oversteer there at the top of the hill. And it will all be decided in the ending once again. Cocho not with the greatest line. Let's see what's going to happen at the front. It is WiiDii versus Matt. Matt going a little bit higher on the banking. Thus, he will cape a little bit more speed. But is it going to be enough to carry that speed into the finish line? It is not enough, even though I saw WiiDii almost go into the support pillar of the finish block. But he was able to stay ahead. WiiDii with 10 points will actually pass Cocho for first place on the scoreboard. WiiDii now your leader of the grand final.
Yeah, so great performance by WiiDii there, but yeah, I was thinking the same, that he will crash into the finish there, but that wasn't the case. So WiiDii with a 10-pointer, now up to 41 points in the lead. The point limit is 120, so he's 1/3 through, so nothing has really happened so far. We only see Insanity, who dropped a little bit behind also in this round. He's sitting there at 28 points. So the fight now for that first place is between Cocho and WiiDii. WiiDii 0.15 of a second behind, and Matt and Insanity didn't really get too much of a good start here. Both of the Pulse players have a huge gap between first and to that first and second place here. But look at the speed outcome here from Cocho. He's extending his lead a bit, but still it is WiiDii who only finds himself 0.04 of a second behind him here. So let's follow WiiDii for this ending. Maybe he can make something happen. He had a good ending section beforehand. Maybe he can overtake Cocho. He comes closer and closer in that banking section. Cocho is not having the best speed about any touch, and it will be WiiDii in first with a 102.08. So great time here from him. And he dropped like a fly there in the end. Insanity will go over into that second place, and Cocho only in third, but he will stay ahead of Matt.
And another ending that went down the toilet for Cocho. And this could put a little dent into his confidence, because that is a section which is normally not a big source of mistakes on this track. Normally it is other sections where you make mistakes, but the ending is not one of them. So Cocho is actually losing out on very precious points. He's now 12 points behind WiiDii, and he's of course going to have that big smile on his face. WiiDii definitely a big fan of this map by the looks of it. Also holding the third fastest Dedimania time at the moment, as we see Insanity crashing in that narrow part, making contact with the wall, and he will be down by 0.8, so it will be the fight for first between Cocho and WiiDii, but WiiDii going right into the checkpoint, did not get enough rotation into his vehicle from the road to dirt transition block. So this is a free round for Cocho. If he throws this away, then he certainly needs to rename into Choco for, you know, choking.
Yeah. So it was actually, I think, Matt who got a bug there. So the fight is on here for that second place, but Insanity will stay ahead, and Cocho with a 102.02. This is illegal.
Yeah, 02 can do. That is a nice time.
Dude, oh my god. Oh. Yeah. So what an insane round from Cocho. And WiiDii will still remain in first. but Kocho came closer. 49 points for him, only 5 points behind the leader. So really surprisingly to see WiiDii being in first here after those first 2 maps. 54 points for him. But look how close this is here for that second place. Insanity at 40 points and Matt at 41. Only 8 points behind Kocho.
Yep. This is anyone's grand final to take, to be honest. No domination by anyone, even though Kocho did look very promising on the first map. But everyone seems to have that one or other bad round where a blunder happens or where someone just gets a magic time out of their car.
Hat.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, this is technically anyone's game to win. And we have not seen this map so far in this grand final. So this is the third map, which is going to be played. The 3 maps from the TMO are now here for you to enjoy. Matt is just trolling. That's great. It is his own map, by the way. So understandably trolling on his own map right there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Kocho has incredible mid parts, just to point that out.
Illegal mid parts.
Exactly. After having watched the first semi-final, where Kocho has been able to qualify for this big thing here, we saw that he has an incredible pace, but so does Insanity by the looks of it. Driving a 0.5 in the warm-up is certainly a good sign. And with 40 points right now in his point account, he could certainly benefit from a couple of big points that he can gather from winning against his opponents.
So we also see WiiDii here in Daddy 3 with a 0.37 and Insanity also with a 0.43. So all the players have a really good Daddy Mania time here. But I think the mid part will be the make it or break it here.
Yep.
The ending is also very hard to do because you have to maintain your gear there in this long left-hander. But let's focus here on this first round. We have WiiDii in the lead, followed up by Cocho and Matt. Insanity finds himself 0.2 of a second behind, so he needs a good mid-section, as well as Cocho, who dropped down in the meantime as well. Okay, let's focus here on Insanity for the mid part, as WiiDii is approaching it at first.
Ooh.
No, the Caster's Curse is kicking in. Cocho gathers a lot of speed, so he will overtake Insanity here, and Matt will get attacked by him. Cocho with a beautiful uphill comes closer and closer towards Matt, who is just only 8 points away from Kocho at the moment. So Kocho will be certainly very happy about that 10-pointer. The left-hander in the ending is deciding it. Matt has 0.12 to work with. Kocho coming closer, but it's not enough. So Matt with the first 10-pointer with a 101.54. Great time for Matt. Kocho in second, Insanity in third, and then WiiDii after that mistake just before that section in last.
Very good times up front. You can be very competitive with these times. 0.5, 0.6 is something that usually grants you a round victory. And in this case, it was enough for Matt, who is now up to 51 points. So that was a very good effort shown by the French post player. And it is his own map, so he is definitely going to be happy about that one. I think that was a mistake on Kocho's end. He is already down by half a second. However, just want to point out that Kocho has recovered from a big time loss like this already. So let's just see if Kocho is going to go for this risk again, because there is a very, very risky line in the mid part of this map, which involves holding the upper gear through this long left-hander, go for a no jump here, and then take the ramp in a specific way to land as early as possible. Kocho did not get that, so let's focus at the front, where we have a 3-man battle for that first place. 2 pulse players and an NWT player fighting for those 10 points, which are incredibly important in this format. And right now, it is only 300ths of a second between the three players right here. Matt with a very nice inside line, creeping a little bit closer here. The last turn will be decisive once again. Here, you need to hold the gear. Matt almost touching on the outside, but magically he was able to stay alive. However, he did have to let his teammate pass here. Insanity will go up to first place after Matt had that oversteer just before the transition down to the road part again. But the most important thing is to hold the gear, and this is what all the 3 players did here. So a great race up front.
Yeah, so this this weird line there, he has almost come into touch with the barrier. Oh, what was that? Also, brokeback moments here for Matt. Has made a mistake in the start. After a good round beforehand, he has made a mistake, so he is down to that last place. We have Kocho, Insanity, and WiiDii, however, on the other hand, batting out for that first place. Good start for all of the players. Kocho with a tiny tad more speed here in this section. Goes for a good jump here as well. But now the mid part will decide it. Cocho opts for more outside approach, has more speed than WiiDii. I think he has maintained his gear.
Oh my god.
Look at this speed from
Oh my
Cocho.
god.
Oh my god. He's actually on minus. He's 0.1 ahead of the top 1 time here. Not ahead of the top 1 Daddy, but this could be a very good time by Cocho. Let's follow Insanity. Can he keep up with the pace in this ending section? Insanity comes closer. He has to risk it, but Cocho is extending his lead here 2.13 of a second, and Cocho will remain in the lead.
He lost his gear.
The ending. Took the ending very conservative, but still a 0.43, even though he has lost the gear, as you have pointed out before that, for him. So great time here from Cocho, but what an illegal midsection here from him.
That was really, really crazy. And just take a look, consider the fact that he just finished with a 0.43 while having lost almost 0.2 in the ending by losing the upper gear in the last turn. So he was on a mad pace, and yeah, as we talked about it multiple times, that mid part can be risked so much, and Kocho did that incredibly well, and that was just beautiful to watch. But now we see Mad with another blunder at the start. The second one here for Mad after that crash in the beginning. Now he's crashing in the uphill, so Mad is losing out on valuable points here as we go through the last round of this map. And Kocho with great exit speed out of this section, landing smoothly in the downhill. Insanity manages to do the same thing. WiiDii still holding up strongly on P3. Now this section, let's see who's going to get the best out of it. We see Kocho opting for a very, very left landing. The reason for that is that the underground block is shaped not exactly straight, but you can actually land a little bit earlier, like the hill is higher on the sides, which is why Kocho is trying to land as far left as possible to re-grip with his tires as early as possible. And yeah, we actually see Kocho pulling away from Insanity, and WiiDii actually with the attack here for that second place. Who's going to take it here? It is WiiDii with the upper gear, and Kocho just improves his fastest match time. From a 0.4 he goes to a 0.39, and that is so close to getting that Daddy 1 here, which is a 0.28 by Mad. Kocho is on fire on this map. Wow.
Yeah, what a great time here by Kocho, really showing that he is dominant on this one and that he wants to win it, because he's sitting in first place here with a lead of only 7 points. So the round before that, it was only 8 points between all of the 4 players, but Kocho has extended his lead because of that first place. So now we have the first map coming up again by Dave. Salentium, is it called? I'm not sure who the login is.
It's Muffer, actually.
It's Muffer, okay. So it is Muffer who has participated as well. Got 3rd place yesterday in this competition, which Dunst won. Okay, now the techniques coming in, the wallbang. Okay, nice to see that. Okay, so maybe Coach will pull off an insane warm-up again, as he's only 0.12 away from the TrackMania time, but let's still follow him here. Maybe he can do some insane lines here. Okay, no.
No, there he goes. Warm-up is not going very well for him. But it's just a warm-up. You can just try your luck. Maybe impress your opponents by setting a good time in the warm-up.
Or confuse them with new techniques. Like
or that, yeah. I mean, a wallbang like this has already been done on some Nadeo maps, for example. A very, very late wall hit into an uphill like that. It is incredibly risky, and I highly doubt anyone's going to go for this. It's just way too inconsistent. But you never know. Maybe someone's going to be crazy enough to pull it off.
Yeah, and in a situation like this, maybe Matt thinks, yo, I have nothing to lose. I need those points. But yeah, let's go here with the first round, or with the second rotation of the first map again. Let's follow Matt here, who's sitting at 63 points. Oh, bad start for him, has come into touch with the barrier there. So he loses multiple tenths of a second there, and he finds himself in P4 with half a second behind. Okay, let's go in. Let's go to the lead. Look how close this is. 700s between all of the 3 players who are still remaining here. WiiDii dropped down though. Now it's between Insanity and Kocho. It is Kocho with a more inside approach. Insanity with more speed, but this won't pay off. So Kocho will move up into the lead. Good uphill for Insanity, so he's still lurking the shadow, but he got a bug on this transition, as it seems, or a slowdown or something like that. But this looked very weird from my perspective. So Kocho will extend the lead to 0.3 of a second. And he has plenty of time to work with here in the ending. The ending still has to be done by him, and a mistake can happen there, as you can, if you gear up and steer, or if you gear up and be on the uphill transition, you can lose multiple hundreds here, but Kocho does it very good. Even though Insanity had a good ending as well, he doesn't really come closer. So Kocho with a 108.12 in first. Great time by him. Insanity in second, Matt in third, and then we have WiiDii in last.
Unmatched pace by Kocho. He has completely outclassed his opponents in this round. And he's up to 88 points, so after having temporarily lost his lead in the scoreboard to WiiDii, now he's back to showing what he got, and this map is certainly a map for him by the looks of it, even though he is getting away the slowest from the first couple of corners here. Kocho right now on last, but that has nothing to say as we come down to the tarmac section here, where you want to go as tight as possible, want to avoid sliding for as much as possible, then hold the upper gear in this left-hander if possible. You don't really lose a lot of time if you do so. Losing the gear, however, here in the banking is absolutely terrible. So I want to make sure that that does not happen. And we have a great fight, but Kocho making contact with the wall just like a centimeter of his tire has actually hit the wall. And this is how much it costs you. So Kocho is out of this one. Insanity versus Mad now, the fight for first. Let's take a look. We have a drop down into the downhill and a gear change right after the landing, which you have to keep in mind while setting yourself up into the left-hander. Insanity taking this uphill very, very safe, having released a lot in comparison to Mad, who is now 0.2 ahead as we come down to the ending, where it looks good for Mad. He will finish with a 108.009. That is hella fast. Mad really popping off. And with this, he is actually going to pass Insanity, his own teammate, on the scoreboard. 78, 77, and 76 for P2, P3, and P4. And then there's Kocho, who is slightly ahead, but not by too much. So this is still anyone's game to win, Turbo.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, if Kocho has 1 or 2 bad rounds, it could be, like 1 or 2 players who could overtake him, potentially. So yeah, let's actually follow Insanity, who's sitting in last. This sounds so weird because he's sitting at 76 points and only finding himself 15 points behind the leader. But Insanity really gathers a lot of speed in this section and is right now on first base. Gets attacked by Kocho, though. Great speed outcome for him. Opting for that more inside approach yet again. And it will be Matt who's lurking into that second place as well. Actually goes up into the lead now. Look at this. What a close fight here for that first place between Kocho, Insanity, and Matt. WiiDii is too far behind, Jeff is saying. The left-hander will decide it. No ball. Wait.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay.
Hello.
This was... I thought he got a bug. Okay, so Insanity with a lag. Now this gear will decide a lot for the ending. Kocho is extending his lead a bit. Insanity goes for the attack on Matt, but Matt still remains in that second place. Insanity takes so many risks here. Actually, both will attack Kocho. Insanity with more speed, and it's actually Kocho who will take it. 100 of a second ahead of Insanity, but what a great effort there from Insanity in the ending. Holy moly.
What a beautiful ending that was. Everyone was trying his hardest to maintain as much speed as possible and get that finish as early as possible as well. Because you see the finish line is placed diagonally towards your line. So you want to get really close to that finish line and then cross it as early as you can. That was absolutely beautiful to watch. And it is such a great display of skill. Really enjoying this match. Even though we see 2 mistakes now being done in the uphill. After that PogChamp round, this one is now a little bit more of a broke back one for Mad and WiiDii, as they will find themselves in the back. However, the fight for first is still hot and spicy. We see Insanity going a little bit higher up the banking to maintain a bit more exit speed. However, Kocho with a superbly executed uphill, still 1/10 in front. Both of them are on great paces once again. Both of them are going to be very close to that 107 barrier if they keep up the pace until the finish line. Kocho will get away just a tiny little bit now. Insanity tapping the brake. Kocho got away super nicely though. Look at the exit speed that Kocho has been getting. And as long as he doesn't bin it in the ending, this is definitely going to be the 10 points for Kocho. And it is looking good here. This is going to be a banger of a time. And Kocho with a 107.989. What a time by Kocho.
Wow. Yeah, so and it looked like that the match is very evenly distributed, but look at this. Kocho now up to 111 points, 23 points ahead of the second place. But the battle here for that second place, it is 4 points between the remaining 3 players. But Kocho only needs 1 more victory to grant himself the finalist mode. So great performance for him, and we will go to the second map. Again, it will be Outlaw by Firestorm, who we have seen as well in the semifinal. So Firestorm, the map as well, but also Firestorm, who was playing as well.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, great performance by Kocho. He really stepped it up on the previous map, has gotten a lot of 10 points. And this shows on the scoreboard up to 111 points, and the others are nowhere close. It looked a bit grim in the beginning after WiiDii passed him, but now we see Kocho completely annihilating his opponents and showing why he is considered the favorite.
Oh my god.
Now, wait, what happened to Mad?
Mad flipped, landed on the barrier of the road, and continued driving on it.
Ooh, that's fucking sick. Look at Matt, he's turtling. He's turtling.
No.
Let's continue watching Matt, because I think this is quite interesting. Warming up the tires in a bit of a different way. And he is still alive with that turtle, even though it is looking a bit bad at the moment. Is he gonna get around the corner? It is looking good here at the moment. Matt with a great pace here. On the turtle we go, accelerating up to 60, 70 kilometers an hour. And Matt is still alive. Will he be able to cross the finish line? We are not quite sure yet. We go down the hill. Matt with a lot of speed here. Is he gonna be able to hold that turtle? Just barely enough to hold that turtle. What an absolute gamer he is. I think there needs to be a documentary about his turtling skills in National Geographic. That is sick.
That was
great.
There was some good effort there from him.
So maybe, too bad he hit.
So maybe the sun, sun shining towards the tires have helped him to win this round here, as he finds himself in 4th place at the moment. So not the best start for Matt. On the other hand, it is Cocho battling it out with Insanity and WiiDii, but it's actually just when I praised his teammate, he has made a mistake, and now it's WiiDii up into the lead. So he has performed very, very good on the prior rotation here on this map as well. As you've seen, Cocho who has made a lot of mistakes in the ending, but it's a 3-man battle here for that 1st place. Cocho comes back strong with a very, very good line. Also a good uphill section here. So Cocho will go up into the lead. Matt as well with a lot of speed, and it will be WiiDii dropping down. But just when I spoke about that, it is Cocho who has made a mistake. And also Matt now with the best line, and this steered a little bit too much and therefore lost speed. WiiDii versus Matt in the ending. WiiDii in the lead. 1 car length for him, and it will actually be WiiDii. No!
What do you mean?
2,000 of a second ahead of WiiDii. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I thought WiiDii had it.
I thought so too, but WiiDii went a little bit too much over the dirt in the very, very last bit of the track. And Matt avoided that. He kept the grip on the tarmac piece. And with that, he had a tiny tad more exit speed jumping into the finish block. And that will be very important 10 points for Matt, who is now up to 2nd place in the total scoreboard. 95 for Matt, 92 for Insanity, 90 for WiiDii. And Kocho could potentially become a finalist, and he only needs to get 2nd. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Right now he is on the 2nd place he needs, but it is way too early to tell, as we have all 4 drivers within a 1/10 of a second at the moment. Insanity on last place with good chances to actually catch up in this section, because here is where the inside line really pays off. WiiDii wiggling a bit too much at that transition, allowing him to not grip properly as he went into that turn. So WiiDii now down to last. Let's keep following Insanity, who is on 3rd place right now. Kocho on an immense pace right now, jumping very, very far left to flatten out this turn as much as possible. Kocho maintaining a lot of speed. Insanity hitting some sort of bump right there on the inside, but he was able to stabilize, and he is actually coming closer to Matt. Insanity up to 2nd place, and he will get it right here, and Kocho just drove world record. Are you actually kidding me?
Oh my god, so this flattened
yes, alright, we have technical difficulties. Beep. We have Kocho VAC banned right now. Holy hell, he just drove world record. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, driving world record, and this puts him into finalist mode. It is Insanity who has dropped down as the 1st player. WiiDii, I thought for me that he has made a mistake as well, but comes back with a good line here. That looked very interesting, but he still remains in the battle here for that 1st place. Kocho, with a mistake, so he can't use his 1st finalist attempt unless all of the players will make a mistake here ahead, or maybe Kocho will pull out some illegal techniques here. but he is 0.5 of a second behind. He has overtaken the first play. It is WiiDii, and only Matt is ahead of him. So let's... Oh my... What, huh? What happened to Cocho there?
Yeah,
Was
a bit of a weird line, yeah.
Huh? That was weird. So Cocho will drop down towards that P3 again. WiiDii with a mistake.
Again?
Is able to clear that jump, but Cocho will capitalize from that and will deny some points towards his opponent. Matt will be in the lead, and let's see what time he will clock in. This looks like another good time.
0.9. You gotta be shitting me at this point. What is happening? The next 101 being dropped in this match. And this is what I call a grand final, Turbo. This is absolutely incredible. The next 101 just being dropped like that. I can't believe it. It's just incredible. What a performance. But Kocho is still the man to look out for. He is still finalist. Finalist meaning that you need to win another round to secure your position. So Kocho is not done yet. He needs to win just another time. But a great start for Kocho right now is what he needs. Mad, Insanity, and WiiDii are closing in, and Kocho completely falling apart right there. The next mistake by Kocho, and this is bad for his mental game. Crashing 2 times in a row, and potentially throwing away the victory in this grand final. That is something you have in the back of your mind when things like these happen. So now it is getting interesting,
WiiDii.
but WiiDii gets smashed into the outside wall, leaving us with the pulse double at the moment. Insanity versus Matt. Who is going to take this one home? Insanity with a bit more speed, also with a much better angle over the off-road section, will find himself in first place right now, and he needs those points against Matt. And it looks good for him. Insanity, up we go. 102.43, which is still a considerably fast time. But when you put it in comparison with what Mad and Kocho just drove in the previous rounds, it looks quite slow. But believe me, it's not slow. Insanity with 10 up to 111 points. Mad with 115. And this smells like a potential triple finalist. Mathematically, it is possible, Turbo. Insanity needs to win. Mad needs to get first. No, wait.
It is possible.
It is possible. Yeah, Matt can also get second. So Insanity can win. Matt can get second. And Kocho just needs to, you know, get third or something.
Or maybe we see a quadruple final situation when WiiDii will win the next 2 rounds.
You never know.
This could also happen. So we never know. And we go now to the Matt map. And Matt right now sitting in second place. All of the players need to deny Kocho the victory. Of course, you don't lose the finalist mode if you are not doing it successfully. And players are warming up again. So if we have finished on this map, we will go to the first map again. This could potentially happen because we play... No, this will happen actually. Because we have... The wallbang.
Oi, oi, oi. Ladies and gentlemen.
We played out the 3rd place as well. So let's spectate Matt here. Is he on minus or something like that?
No.
Because he's 0.3 ahead of his opponents. But this looks still like a strong time for him. And maybe he can deny Kocho here the victory.
Thing is, beating Kocho on this map is going to be hard because we know what he's able of driving. So we'll see.
Yeah, the mid part.
It will be a very, very difficult task to defeat Kocho here. Mad and Insanity and WiiDii. They're all there to, you know, lurk in the shadows.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the mistakes or for the pressure to kick in. Let's follow Kocho here for his second finalist attempt here on the map by Matt. Or will it be Matt or some of the other 2 remaining players, Insanity or WiiDii, who could deny Kocho the victory here. We see Kocho with a good start though, but didn't really get too much speed in this section. But beautiful alignment for him. This could be everyone's round here. 20 seconds into the map, every player in between 600ths of a second. Matt is in the lead though, but this mid part will decide everything. Will Kocho risk it? Will he do some illegal lines? Will he land as far to the left as possible? Or will it be Matt who can deny him? Matt with more speed, Kocho with an earlier landing. WiiDii also there.
He's flying.
WiiDii is pushing it. And WiiDii could deny the
No.
finalist mode. No, he has made a mistake, and now it's between Matt and Kocho for the ending. Matt has to deny Kocho the victory. Kocho is in finalist, consider that. Matt is risking it here. A lot of speed for him, but Kocho with a more inside line. 0.08 of the lead for him, and it will be Kocho winning it here. No, actually,
Oh!
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? No way. Are you kidding me? What was this ending by
No
Insanity?
way! No way that just happened in the end. Insanity with the ending of his life, defeating Kocho on the last fucking meter. And it is actually gonna be a double finalist situation. Insanity showing his insanity right in the end. And we have double finalists between Insanity and Kocho going into the next round. Two people can potentially take it here. Mad with 118 only needs to finish to become finalists as well. And this round is incredibly stacked as we see Mad and Insanity going for a little bit of a wider line. And with that, they will fall back. And who is on first base?
WiiDii!
It is not WiiDii! WiiDii says hello to the fence. And this is now Kocho's chance to take it home. He is in the lead by 1300ths of a second. Mad is dead. This is the fight between the two finalists here. Kocho versus Insanity, and the gap is rather big. 2300s here between Kocho and Insanity touches the wall. And this has to be it for Kocho. Kocho has the lead, and this is the early GG. There is no way Kocho is gonna push this out. He only needs to survive that ending, and this is of course a rather anticlimactic ending to this grand final, but Kocho is your winner of the TrackMania Dirt Open 2020. What a performance, and I must say, this is more than deserved.
Indeed. I mean, all the players have crumbled in this round. All of the 3 remaining players have made a mistake. Kocho was the victorious player and deserved victory for him, as we have a double final situation going to the next round for that second place. And it is WiiDii who's at 109 points. So if he wins this round, what he has to do, it is his task. He is at 119 and is not finalist yet, as WiiDii with a wonky approach there still was able to stabilize his car, but finds himself in last place. He needs to deny Mad and Insanity. Mad in the lead. Insanity chasing him, 0.08 of a difference between both of the players here. As you see, Matt, who has extended his lead a little bit in this section, but now the mid part will decide it. Who will go for the risky line? WiiDii not holding the gear there, so he will drop down. Matt jumping, very good, but WiiDii with a lot of speed here to work with. So this is very even in this CP again. 400s between all of the players. Matt in the lead, followed up by his teammate Insanity. Oh my god. 300ths of a second. Mad with a mistake, and it will be Insanity in the lead. WiiDii with the inside approach. Tiny tad more speed for him, but Insanity has 700s to work with. WiiDii with the risk, and WiiDii will actually overtake him. This will be the ending. Oh my god! WiiDii!
Let's go, dude! Let's go! You gotta be kidding me! WiiDii!
Oh my god!
The legend himself is up to 119 points and defeats Insanity by one blink of an eye. 5,000ths of a second has decided that round, and I absolutely cannot believe what I'm witnessing right here. This is the greatest final I've witnessed in a long time. It is everyone's game to win, and this is the next round coming up at your screens. Insanity in the lead, followed by Mad. WiiDii already with a little bit of a deficit right there, 1700s behind, and he needs a great mid part to come back to the players in front. The two Pulse players are currently leading very similar lines here through that long left-hander. This part is going to be decisive as per usual. All of the 3 players jumping very far left to minimize the airtime, and the gaps are still remaining roughly the same. The uphill, everyone very close. A lot of risks being involved right here for all of the 3 players, and it is still Mad versus Insanity. Insanity with a small lead right here, but Mad is attacking on the inside. This part is going to be incredibly important. Mad with the inside line. Is it going to be Mad who's going to stay in front here after the last corner? It is Mad who gets a bad gear change, and this is it for Insanity, who is going to stay in front after having managed that gear properly, and he will finish this in style with a 101.474. Insanity gets the silver medal in this competition. Holy shit, what a round that was, Turbo.
Oh my god, what a round. And a 101.47. Are you kidding me? This is such a good time for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we are not stopping. We have a double finalist mode situation coming up now. Going to the map by Muffa again. And yeah, Insanity in second, winning against his teammate Mad. And yeah, what is this? What is this final, man? This is so close in every round. It's super close.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, it is.
It's so great to watch. You can really see that everyone's trying very hard, and despite the big pressure situation, they're still managing to drive super sick rounds and get those very close times to world record almost consistently. So, yeah, kudos to all 4 players who are putting some incredible dirt content onto your screens. And I'm absolutely loving what I see. This is dirt at its best right here in 2020.
Yeah, I'm flushed by the performance from all of the players here, because we had not a player who really fell behind, as we have everyone is finalist at some point. As you can see, it is WiiDii who had the face slap before that, but now up to finalist mode, the only player who has survived the warm-up here. And he will be able to finish. He's on a good time though. I think this is a sub 108 material, if I recall it correctly. Not the best uphill section for him, loses a bit of speed, but still a good time here for WiiDii, setting a sign here to its opponent here.
Nope.
108.22, lost it there a bit in the end, but still a good time by him. He can win it with that, and we have one more round to go here, as players have finished the warm-up now. Let's go.
This is big. Very, very big.
Okay, so let's follow WiiDii here, who is at his first finalist attempt here. Pulse versus NWT in this round. WiiDii versus Matt. Matt with a good approach there, has a little bit more speed in this section, but it's still very, very evenly distributed. Only 0.02 between both of the pairs. Matt with more speed in this section, but WiiDii comes back strong with a good line here. So still only 12,000 between both of the players here. Who will take the bronze medal? Will it be Matt or WiiDii? This is close to call. Different trajectories here for both of the players. Matt went super far up, but it's WiiDii with a mistake, and this is the GG for Matt. If he survives the rest of the track, there can still be a bug occurring, or the ending, which is also very hard to do. But let's follow Matt here on his victory road here, as he is clearing this turn very good. Only a couple of turns are there to be cleared. Matt with a 0.5 lead to work with, and this looks good for the Pulse player to grant himself the bronze medal. Last part is remaining, and Matt will indeed go home with the 3rd place. GG with a 108.31.
Nicely done by Matt, not showing any sort of pressure here against WiiDii, who made that unfortunate mistake and will have to settle with that last place. Matt gets the bronze medal here in the TrackMania Open Dirt, and I would say everyone's a winner in this match. Everyone played amazingly. Except for Kocho, he was on another level. We have to give him that. Kocho was a hard nut to crack. It was clear right from the get-go, as he registered in the tournament, pretty much. So yeah, Kocho with a very well-deserved victory. And the other players have put up such a good fight. Everyone was, you know, hungry to make it happen. And at the end, Insanity was the one who got second in front of Mad and WiiDii. What a match, Turbo. Thank you very much for joining in. That was absolutely a blast.
Yeah, so this was dirt on the highest level that you can get. All the players have shown what they are capable of doing. Kocho, as you said, was on another level. But all the other players, you feel bad to say that WiiDii is in 4th, actually. He played so good. He was in the lead at some point. He was leading this whole race at some point. I think he was at 56 points. But what a sick match. I can just say that. Thank you for letting me this one cast. Shout out to all the organizers. Maps were also very cool, very versatile. And yeah, GG to all of the players.